Hello there. Hope you are doing well. So here we have another question from the same passage, the passage that discusses about spirituality, uh, that indicates about the author's viewpoint on spirituality, that how it is a vital component of life, and also how it encompasses various practices and beliefs that help ground people in the here and now. Okay, so as we have already read this text and also understood, let's jump to the question. The question here asked which of the following, if true, that would most strengthen the author's argument about dynamic nature of spirituality, right? Now, which of the following, if true, would most strengthen? So it's a strengthening best question, strengthening best question, or you can say strengthening weakening, which is supporting or rejecting the author's argument. So this one is a supporting to the author's argument. And please do understand most. This indicates that uh, out of these four options, three options could be strengthening, but one would be more or the most to strengthen the author's argument, isn't it? Let's look at each and every option and analyze them. So the first option said a study shows that most people stick to one's spiritual path throughout their lives. A study shows that most people stick to one spiritual path throughout their lives. Now, in that case, what we can draw here, we can draw that uh, a study shows that most people stick to one spiritual path throughout their lives. This cannot be called as a weakening to the author's argument about dynamic nature of spirituality. Sorry, this could not strengthen to the author's argument, but weakening to it, right? Weakening the author's argument, and it suggests what, that people don't change their spiritual path, right? So, um, uh, and you can say that it contradicts. So in that case, you can say uh, it contradicts the author's view that spirituality is a dynamic, which is given here, right or not? Spirituality is what? Means a dynamic one and evolving journey, right? Somewhere it is given that it, sense of balance, juggle the expectation of family and career, right? Peace of mind during a chaotic time. So all such kind of things are given here. So in that case, we can, here also it is given, it is a dynamic, lifelong journey. So even the personal, the author, he has given the personal experience where he said that how he had shifted from a traditional religious upbringing in a Jewish household to an engagement with various spiritual practices, isn't it? So in that case, when we talk about this particular option, so this is completely contradicting the author's view that spirituality is a dynamic and evolving journey. So in that case, option one cannot be strengthening to the author's argument. At the same time, it is weakening, right? So option two said an analysis revealed that people who engage in multiple spiritual practices report greater life satisfaction, and that is what the point author wanted to point out here, because he stated about what, various, right? He stated nothing but what means, he stated about uh, various spiritual practices, isn't it? So an analysis revealed that people who engage in multiple spiritual practices report greater life satisfaction. This could be called as a strengthening to the argument. Um, so why? Because it supports the idea that exploring and engaging in various spiritual practices, which is given here, right? Given here, so can lead to greater fulfillment, reinforcing the view that spirituality is a dynamic and also adaptable, right or not? So in that case, we can say option two is a strengthening one, right? Hence, this could be the answer. Let's look at the other options. Three, research indicates that traditional religious practices are declining in participation worldwide. Now, this choice provides information about the decline in traditional practices, but doesn't, you can say that directly address the dynamic nature of spirituality. It is relevant, but doesn't specifically strengthen the argument about how spirituality evolves, right? It only stated that religious practices are degrading, right? So in that case, it is again called as a means weakening, but not strengthening. Option 4 said surveys show that people who meditate regularly are less likely to attend religious services. Now, in this choice focuses on the what? You can say that relationship between uh, meditation and religious attendance, right or not? While it is related, but it doesn't directly support the broader idea that spirituality is a dynamic and evolving, right? So, hence we can say the correct answer is option 2. Option 1, 3, and 4 are eliminated for the reason that have been discussed. So, option 2 is appropriate because it supports the author's argument by showing that engaging in multiple spiritual practices can lead to greater life satisfaction, which aligns with the view that spirituality is a dynamic and evolving journey. Evolving journey, isn't it? So hence we can say option 2 is the correct answer here. Hope you understood this. That's all.